Federation, the navigator will look at you and go, I do not wish for a student. For going back to their console.
Fair enough.
That you can always ask them again later, but that is the current answer.
Yep.
I rolled for it.
Yep, fair enough.
It was a 94.
And back to our compatriot and his casting stat test, I think. Sorry.
Before we continue on, let me make sure everybody has what they want done, like what they want in mind for because it's a week for the from the bloodbath ship to the place you are trying to go to. So before we continue on, does everybody have their time past stuff done that they want done? Like, Johnny, I know you had 1 week banked for something. I don't remember what it was for. You have another week to add if you want to work on something. I know, Blast, what were you working on, Ogre, for yours?
This week I banked towards Infamy. Last week I had put Fellowship. Okay.
Matt, did you have what you wanted for this next week's travel done? You did? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know we could get Infamy. Are you sending like really mean tweets?
It's influence.
I know, yeah. I know, but he said
I know. I'm just accepting it, and I just didn't feel like acknowledging it this time around.
Why not?
It's
hilarious.
It's funny. It just didn't feel worth my effort at that moment.
He's just sending really mean tweets and Reddit posts.
Meanest tweets. Just get off Reddit, man.
He's criticizing the paladin. Just logged onto his his account and started just ripping into him on his feed.
Burning God, more like smoldering cold. Got him.
And you get smited through the computer screen.
Matt, seriously, did you have what you wanted done for your thing?
Yes.
For your week? Okay. Johnny, got a week of downtime.
Got a week of downtime, eh? Cool. Let's put that to something productive, like...
I know you banked a week for something, so you have 1 banked week already. So if you were using it towards, something that was taking 2 weeks, you could complete it.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have a banked week. I would be more specific about what the banked week was for, but I don't remember, so I'd allow you to move it around if you don't remember either.
The only thing I can think of was the new ability 1 upgrade worth 10 merits, but I'm pretty sure I invested merit into it anyway. That would have been nice. So why don't we just put it towards a skill increase?
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to go about doing it. What's skill going to do?
It would certainly be useful to you.
Yeah. You know what I like? I like
big booties.
That badunkadunk.
I like big butts, and I cannot lie. You other brothers cannot deny.
I'll pick up Deceive.
Deceive?
Yeah.
So you can lie to people about you liking big booties? Got it.
Yeah, you got me.
I know. We know how it is. We know how it is. Right. So, as for that roll I had you do, Matt, rolled well enough. You can feel a source of primal energy on the surface of that planet. You're not sure about the details, but it's powerful enough that you can feel it from fucking orbit, so it's got to be something. And it is the father's energy, of course, because that's what you're most sensitive to.
Yes.
Sensitive. You're sensitive boy. But yeah, no, you don't know what exactly you are sensing, but you do know you're sensing it, and it's definitely the father's primal energy.
Hmm.
If you'd like to try to do anything, you can. Otherwise, I will leave you with that information, and we'll continue on. Take your pick.
Mm,
If you like to attempt something, I should say.
I'm gonna probe it. Kind of orbit the energy and kind of just try and learn a little bit more.
All right. Go ahead and give me a minus 30 willpower test this time to try and get a bit more information. If you were closer, yeah, it probably would be easier, but this is just from here. From here, it's very hard to tell. You can tell it's a strong source of his energy, but that's it for now.
Okay.
Let me make... Norio, however, is... You get the impression if she was a cat, she would have her tail flicking. She's like, there. Points to a continent. That's where I want you to drop me. And that would definitely be where you're feeling that energy come from. So she's picked up on it too, and is interested.
Do we have a marker of where on this planet that the person we're supposed to be picking up is?
There is a ship in orbit that is his. That you don't know if he's on it, but it's easy enough to hail it. It's easy enough to just hail it and ask. When you get a hold of the crew, they will tell you that he is on a dig site currently for, quote, some old ruins or another, unquote.
Location of said dig site?
I'll give you a wild guess.
God fucking...
I made a roll for where he was, and this is going to be fun. So yeah. As for what he's up to there, I mean, they're like, he found some old city. Checking it out. Because they know that you're here to basically escort them. He does have his own personal ship, so it's less that you were sent here to, like, give him a ride, and more that you guys were sent to escort him. Because he doesn't have a military escort. And given how things are in the Federation right now, traveling as a civilian ship isn't as safe as it used to be. What with the pirates no longer having as many naval ships floating around poking at them. They're busy. They're very busy.
I'm trying to think of something here. Can we get them to request him to come up?
Oh, they'll certainly put in the request.
But likelihood of him accepting it is pretty much not.
Questionable. They won't know until they ask, so let me make some rolls. No. That is not a blind answer. That was I actually rolled for if he, like, what he was up to, and no, he's not answering right now. In fact, they're going to request you go look into things because they can't get a hold of the rest of the team either that's down there.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Well, the cool part is we list as Doomco, and we are also playing escort to a civilian vessel.
No. The problem is that the minute Norio is off this ship and on that planet, we have no control.
Right. She said drop her there, but that means we can put her at the edge, the opposite edge of there. She said put her far away, for her words.
Yes, but now she has something she's interested in on the planet. She wants to
Mhm.
go to it.
Well, then let's all just drop her off there, because I want to go there as well. And most likely we're going to find that guy, our target, there as well. So we're kind of stuck.
He is there. And as I just told Ogre, which I believe you were not there for, because I believe you were still away, basically he contacted their ship and was like, hey, we're here for your boss, da da da. And their answer was basically, yeah, we can't get a hold of him or the team that's over there. Could you go find out what's going on?
Yeah, I got that part.
Okay, good.
They have an escort military vessel.
You are the escort military vessel. That's why you were sent.
Mm.
So basically, Star Strider, they're strictly a civilian company, right?
Mm-hmm.
The equipment they have is at best really designed for dealing with asteroids and some mildly spicy wildlife. It's not really designed to take on pirates who are willing to dive headfirst into the Federation in the middle of a war. So they were basically putting in their request for an escort because if they didn't, their ship would probably get raided within like 5 seconds of trying to go anywhere. And they didn't really want that.
Yeah.
So as it stands right now, Noriko wants to be dropped off roughly. She's just pointed to that continent, really. She might try to give you more specific landing instructions once, you guys start getting within range of things. But as it stands right now, the only thing you know about what the person you're after is doing is he is currently in an archaeological dig, more or less, of some ancient city. That his team up above on the ship don't know what is going on with it. They just know that he's interested.
So,
Well, let's go.
Yep. Gonna have to load Norio up and going to try and drop her at the furthest possible point on the place.
Yeah. I'll slide over to the lieutenant. You feel that?
She's like, of course I feel that. I'm not sure what we're dealing with, though.
Here's the pairing blade. It's all fixed.
She's gonna look at you, now one-armed. Yeah, I'll sheathes it. Hold on to it till I decide what I want to do about that.
Well, you got to do this as I form a phantom arm.
Not everybody can do that.
It's actually, it takes on, it's a lot larger than it should be. And it has the two opposable thumbs that the,
Yeah. Yes, and her answer remains, not everybody can do that.
Oh.
Most people can't do that.
Takes a lot of effort, though.
Yeah. I can already see you starting to sweat.
I'll dismiss it.
Right. So, you guys are going to head down to the planet.
Hey, you never know. Maybe Well, it was your blade anyway, so.
Oh, she was gonna hold on to it. Don't you fucking doubt that.
Just the mercs show up, a bunch of them are one-armed, and it's just like, who are these hooligans?
Oh, look, yes, the mercs show up, and half of them only have one limb. Are we sure we don't want to try to get at least a 50% discount?
I'm sorry, that's funny. That's really funny. That's such a Doomco response. We get a discount on your services. Your professionals are missing something.
I want at least a 50% discount for the 50% hands here.
Doomco counter argument: you get a 25% discount as it's only one limb.
Well, if we're going to handle it in that fashion, then yes, actually.
And that's only for individuals who only have that, so they'll tick it down to like maybe 2.5% because it's not
Right.
everyone, and it's only 25% on the services of the person missing said hand.
You see, it's just 25% off for those specific mercenaries in their specific contract.
Yeah.
Not the rest of the contracts. So, you find yourselves heading towards, well, a city. Once you start getting lower in, and Noriko's being very attentive of where you're bringing her.
Noriko or Norio? Because you have it Norio on the character.
Sorry,
but if you wanna
Norio. I
change
don't
it.
know why I keep calling her Nor. I don't know why. I actually named her after like a serial killer, so I don't really want to change. It's Norio. I just need to stop being a
An
dumbass. Norio the Oreo. Anyway, I just need to stop being a dumbass. Anywho, she's being very, very attentive of where you're bringing her. And as you start getting closer to the surface, the city is definitely the source of the feeling you're getting. You can roll me a willpower test again if you want to try and read it a bit better now that you're closer.
Penalties, bonuses.
I'll put it at a minus 15 until you find the source. I will occasionally give you another roll on it. For now, we're just going to keep going.
Sadness.
But I will occasionally give you, like, prompt you for another roll, or you can request one after a bit. I just don't want to leave you rolling endlessly trying to get the...
Do it! Let's roll!
Yes. So, this city is definitely the source of it. And as you guys are kind of dropping down, Norio is suddenly going to go, this is good enough. Open the fucking door to the shuttle without warning. It just jumps out.
What about her puppers?
Yeah, she's just kind of left them on the ship with you.
Well, we'll ferry them down eventually anyways. Can we track where she is?
This is the shuttle on the way down where she does this.
She just jumped out mid-atmo.
Basically. Like, you're barely...
And then we chuck the dogs out after her, like, she left, time to go.
Yes, that will go over well.
Right? Nope. It's just...
Did the dogs look concerned?
No.
Just bring us down somewhere nearby where she fell off and let the dogs hop out.
Are you sure they're not cats?
Cats,
They're a
dogs.
little bit of both.
Because they certainly don't act like dogs.
They're
We
like
will
the hyena cats.
We will dump the felinids.
We will dump the critters. We'll dump her property.
Yeet. All right, we've landed.
I believe the phrase is ya yeet.
And once they're off, we are hauling ass to wherever the fuck he's supposed to be.
Oh, I have landed. Roll time.
Norio jumped off, unfortunately, closer to the side, the dig site than you would want her to be.
Damn it.
But there's also no sign of her.
All right. Well,
Like, you guys, like, you get down to a good landing spot. It's basically where you were going to be dropped anyway. And there's just no sign of her.
Not surprised.
we're gonna let the puppers out. We have landed. I'm gonna roll willpower again. What's the diff? Because we're closer.
Well, like I said, I'm going to leave you at a -15 until you actually find the source.
Mo Frigger. Oh my god, it's gonna be one of those
I mean-
days. Okay.
Yeah, about to say, it's not even that horribly difficult for you. It's a 45 roll, so it's not that bad.
It's still pain.
Such is the pain and suffering of not being high level.
It is pain.
And suffering. And I don't care. So, yeah, no, you guys land, you hop out, and it's just that kind of look around and go, well, alright. As you guys start traveling along, heading towards where you're told Starstrider was last known to be, you do find yourselves at a bit of a base camp. The hyena cat dog things, you can basically just leave them at the landing site.
Mm-hmm.
Do they follow, or do they just leave?
They kind of mill about for a bit and then do that very feline flop over like they're going to take a nap in a sunny spot.
No survival instincts. Got it.
You don't know what kind of survival instincts they have. Some of them are sniffing about. Most of them are just like, we're here now. Whatever. What do you want, a fucking cookie for bringing us here? Fuck off.
They have a very Norio mentality. You did what I wanted, now fuck off.
Basically. Oh no, they're just like their mom. You don't know if she got it from them or if it's the other way around, but either way, it's a pain in the ass.
Yep.
I was just like, all right, we're leaving.
Oh no, you're leaving the shuttle there, just,
Yep.
on foot now.
Mm-hmm.
So, following along, moving through the city. I don't have a map for this because, honestly, I started making some maps and I was like, let's find out what they're going to do before I make another mapped mission. Because I didn't feel like wasting time.
I'm just scanning and mapping the area with my helmet.
As you do.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like an old city. And it's not like a big old stone city, but more of almost a modern city of. It's definitely like earlier in the time period, but it's all like glass and steel skyscrapers and the like.
All right, I have to ask. So it's a jungle planet. This is an abandoned city. There's no life signs of either dead or like crash or evacuation or.
There's plenty of life signs around because there's plenty of general wildlife. So it's very hard to tell immediately whether or not, what's up with the locale that you're going to from a range. Because it's a question of, am I bringing up just the life signs from animals? Am I bringing up life signs from humans? What are we dealing with?
So it's a flora encroached modern city, kind of like The Last of Us. So basically, they've no longer been able to keep out and keep back the flora and fauna of the planet, and the planet is reclaiming the city.
Yes. You don't know how old this place is. When I say modern, I mean like it's closer to 20th century modern, not like modern.
So
Well,
you're actually
in-game
looking at older construction materials, like actual reinforced concrete, rather than the new ferrocrete that would be used in the future or something.
Exactly.
Combustion cars?
Sort of. They don't. like even when this was built, they weren't quite using combustion cars, but looking at a few of them, these are at least decades old, maybe longer. It depends. Does anybody have knowledge?
Federation.
I'll accept knowledge federation for this roll. I was gonna say the infused knowledge can be rolled on for it too. I was debating as to what I was gonna have you roll for it, but honestly, knowledge federation would work. Fail on that infused knowledge. Matt, you want to roll on that Fed?
I should only have one check mark in Federation infuse or Federation knowledge.
Unless you decided to invest more in it, it should be, because one mark basically is what you would get for just living in the Federation.
Okay.
It gives you a lot of general information, but this would be more historical information. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask. I haven't invested any. It's just I just have one check mark.
It's kind of like, it's the difference between somebody who has gone to college and studied U.S. history versus just somebody who knows U.S. history from like high school and everything. That's the difference between having multiple check marks, as far as I'm concerned. If you have one check mark, that represents the general state of whatever country or organization or what have you, because
also the Federation is pretty large.
It's very big. And it's the oldest human civilization, so there's a lot of history to go through. That said, looking these over, you think that these are probably predate Fed. This looks like some of the images that you saw from when the Federation first formed, like in the history books. They have a lot of historical photos of, oh yes, and this was when the Federation Council first gathered together and blah, 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 blah type shit, you know? And this looks very much like what you saw in the history books from when the Federation first formed. So, this could very well be old colonies from before the Feds.
What defenses did they have? Because on a planet like this, I know it may not have been significant, but it's an isolated planet on a jungle world. There's got to be some sort of defensives.
Well, you do know from that period of history, that was when the mages still ruled.
There's not
yes.
going to be mages on this planet, right?
You have no idea.
Oh,
you do know that might mean some of their defenses were made by them.
I have a little bit of experience with Magitech.
Keyword
can I?
Little.
Yes, it's very illegal, but I'm able to at least understand
the
energy.
Little. And what was that, Johnny?
I was wondering if anyone has magic detect on our team.
That's what I was gonna do.
Okay.
I was gonna try and fiddle around with my equipment to try and tune into the wavelength of energy, because that I've recorded from the grenades.
You have a very small amount of knowledge of magic right now. You may attempt to. I will not make promises as to results, and I won't explain further unless Mr. Infused Knowledge there can make me a roll and pass it. It'll be nice. A -20, though.
Oh, easy peasy. Let me roll one, please.
Oh, can I have some spare parts from the weapons I deconstructed. There's probably a couple pieces of material that can turn into
allow me to provide some information to the man that actually managed to pass that roll.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Because this might help with your endeavors before you continue.
No.
So, Mr. Infused Knowledge, you can definitely confirm this is pre-Fed construction. In fact, going over some of the walls in certain spots, you recognize some of the marks of the old Magus, like, institutional markings for, like, their government system. This was one of their colonies once upon a time.
Whose colonies once upon a time?
The mages, the magos.
Okay.
This used to be one of theirs. 100%. So that's the first bit. The second bit is for dialing in signatures for magical energies. It is going to be very difficult to get the right kind because there are multiple schools of magic.
Yes.
And each one has a different energy signal. It's not impossible, but you would have to figure out if they use the same arcane powers on this colony as they did in the whoever made the grenades, because mages were very well known for building their own forces independent of the other mages because they were very competitive with one another. Like I said, it's not impossible to dial it in. It's just a challenge of doing so.
Like
well, I have whole Magitech equipment.
We're going to start with Johnny, and then, because I did catch that you just said, well, I have old Magitech equipment. So what did Johnny say?
I said this is going to be difficult, but Siva, if you think you can take care of it, then by all means.
I could try and rig a detector, kind of like a Geiger counter. It just tells you how much magic in kind of a general area, but I'm not going to be able to make it so that we can detect how much magic and from what device. I can just a basic Geiger counter. I have the equipment from the stuff I destroyed, but I could rig just a detector. Anyone want to let me do that? I'll have to hop into my forge for a second.
You just have to hang out.
Yeah.
You just have to hang out for a couple minutes while he does it.
All right. I'll hop into my forge and take the scrap parts, and I'm gonna try and just find a.
Roll me. Ooh, for this, it'll just be a tech use, I believe. Yeah, we'll just do a tech use on this one because you're trying to create a detection device, not like a piece of weaponry or anything. So that's just going to be tech use. You have something like you have a few things you can use as like an example of mana to try and run this on, but that's where you're sitting right now is just a tech use.
1 second.
This place is warm, though.
Sorry. I had to go get up and grab something. Alright, tech use.
Yep, let's see if we can put something together here.
Oh, boy.
Nice.
Yeah, you get a device that detects like the grenades and the ammunition and stuff. It's a little crude because you just kind of put it together, in your forge and all that, but it's not it should work fine. You think it'll work fine. Come back out, turn it on. It actually starts going wild almost immediately. Go ahead and roll me. Let's go with an awareness to figure out what it is going on about.
This is for Matt, right?
Anybody can really try and figure it out. Though I believe he passed. He passed. So
okay, so I don't need to worry. Excellent.
Yeah. So it's actually going off on the trees and the bushes, and you're in a magical jungle. The jungle is mana infused heavily.
Isn't that illegal?
I mean, this place used to be a magi colony, so
For them, no.
yeah, that one. And also, it's only illegal if you get caught, right?
No, I mean, as in we need to burn it all.
Technically speaking, yes, you should basically go back into orbit, get the main gun, and just start going to town as far as you're concerned. At least your faction is concerned. Whether or not you actually want to go through with that is a personal decision.
Defiance! Do what I want.
I, genuinely, for this, you don't even really need to make a roll. It's just whether or not you even want to go through it. Because if you don't, then no one's really forcing you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your mom's not here. They can't tell you what to do.
Yeah, gosh.
And Ember is, she's not insisting. Maybe it's a test, though. Maybe it's to see if you will without her having to force your hand. Maybe this is all just a ploy on her part.
I don't fucking know. I don't care right now. I do what I want.
Oh, no, I don't care. Yeah, that's about the right answer.
We'll burn it later.
If we feel like it.
Yeah, if we feel like it.
Yes. No, this place is all very heavily magical. You think that, you can give me a logic test, anybody, to try and figure, anybody can give me a logic test real quick. Give me a logic test. Cool, that works. Looking over the energy readings and how thorough it is that this energy is here, the safest assumption is that they were probably using magic to keep the jungle back to begin with. And then whatever defenses were holding back the jungle, enchantments and the like, failed with time and nobody maintaining them. It might have accelerated the growth. So yeah, this is in all likelihood, you're probably dealing with enchantments that are ancient and long gone wild. If they've been pushing back the fauna, including in addition to the flora, though, that could be this trip might be an experience, to say the least. So I presume you guys want to keep going?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose want is a relative phrase here.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Gun
Going
is
to.
out and ready.
You're going to keep going forward. I think that's the right phrasing. So traveling on, moving through this jungle city. For the more historically minded of you, it's actually kind of fascinating. You've never seen what the Federation city used to look like underneath the Magi's yoke. It's hard to tell how it was because, it's pretty much all engulfed in jungle now. But it looks like it was a nice enough city. The streets were nicely paved at one point or another. There's wide sidewalks for people to be able to travel on. Tall buildings, beautiful glasswork, absolutely beautiful glasswork. Vehicles are fairly sparse. So you don't know if they had other methods of transportation or what. There's not actually a lot of personal vehicles on the roads.
Just
But
keeping a brain out for sentient minds.
there's a lot of non-sentient mines out and about. It's a jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you guys find yourselves at a. You kind of move to the edge of this. Not the edge. You don't think it's the edge until you realize, oh, that's definitely not the edge. There's just a crater in the dead center of what used to be the city center, you're guessing? At first you thought it was the edge because it's the city's buildings just stop here. And you realize, oh no, that's an impact crater of some sort. Looking down into it, you can see some tents set up down at the very bottom of this hole. Across the way, you can see more of the city in the other direction, equally overgrown, but the plant life also stops here, too. Looks like the crater has not been grown over. Hey, Matt, could you give me another roll, please? That willpower. This one's
Sure,
flat.
1 moment. Trying to help with real life stuff because it's directly in the middle of the day. So I have to run back to my computer. Alright, basic willpower test. Huzzah!
Hey, man.
Yeah,
Unless we
it's
want to try
probably
and
the father's power. Just this is it. The father went smote. And
Hey, man. Unless we want to try moving this to another day, this is when I'm free.
that's fine.
Hey. So, yeah, you're not wholly positive, but this crater is definitely the source of the feeling you've been getting. A lieutenant who is come with you guys, of course, is actually going to stop on the edge of the crater, kind of stare down into it, and go, "That's not good."
Why for?
Hey, Miss Smith, Miss Siva, got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is because, as you were senior within the ranks of the father's people, it's a little bit my duty to make sure that you've been learning things right. So let me ask you, do you know what the 5 major aspects of the father are?
I can guess, but you can just tell me.
What do you think they are before I tell you?
You'll need to give me a moment.
Well, I won't waste time, and I'll just answer then. She's gonna kind of squat down, and she's like, 5 major aspects of the father. 1, are the elements, earth and fire. 2 is freedom and rebellion. 3 is, of course, his legion, his armies that guard the edges of reality. 4 is war and victory. Can you guess what the 5th is?
Annihilation and destruction.
That'd be the one. We're sitting on the edge of a pit that is chock full of energies of destruction and annihilation.
Okay.
Well, see, the thing is, the reason I'm concerned that that doesn't occur naturally. He doesn't create natural well springs of it. Because it's not safe to do so. It's not safe for us, even me and you, to be near it. And apparently our client's gone down to a pit full of it.
All right. Well, I volunteer to go in and get him.
I'm thinking.
How bad is it for the rest of us who are not as closely tied to the father?
Well, this is probably not going to be an encouraging statement, but to be frank, it's equally dangerous to all of us.
I assumed as much.
I'm just debating whether or not we should summarily mark him as dead or not.
I volunteer to go find out.
You see, the thing is, one of us shouldn't go down there. If any of us go down there, it should be all of us. It's either all or none. See, because if one goes down, I very much doubt they're coming back. If all of us go down, one of us might.
Okay.
I cannot in good conscience order anybody down there, so we're going to put it to a vote. If we go down there, I give us roughly a 30% chance of coming back alive.
I thought you were going to go way lower than that. But, yeah.
We talked about the variables that make that 30%.
Well, the biggest reason I'm giving it a 30 is that all of the clear lack of any sort of life starts at a very sharp edge and clearly has not spread. Which means whatever has created the aura is contained. Very solidly contained.
I'll take an equipment, lean it over a scanner, and see how far deep the hole is.
No, you can see the bottom. It's a smooth enough slope. You can actually walk down it.
Oh, it's like one of those type of graders.
My biggest concern here, Lieutenant, with what you have stated, would be the fact that we have, by all knowledge I have, a crew of over-eager researchers poking a hornet's nest with the likelihood of pulling whatever may, with a possibility, I should say, of pulling whatever may be containing this out.
I mean, yeah, that's actually a valid concern.
Mm.
It's completely possible that if they do pull it out, the only result would be a stripping of all life from this planet, which is, this might sound mean to say, but not our fucking problem.
Yeah, because we'll be dead at that point, right?
No, because if that starts happening, we should at least have enough time to run.
Well, and since all the trees and plants and flora and fauna are completely magical, I mean,
It'll take a little while to eat through it.
but it'll be doing the father's work because magic is
Alright.
not okay.
Well, magic. She kind of seesaws a hand, her only hand, side to side. It depends on who you ask. It among Ember's people, it's a lot more draconian than some of the others of us. Some of us are of the belief, to some degree, that the sins of the past shouldn't taint the new generation. Not a discussion for now. Discussion for later if you want to have it, but not a now discussion. More importantly, this place is full of wild, uncontained magic, which is a problem. Depending on how it's sunk in, we could have some very unfortunate creatures running around. You know, maybe.
Well,
So like I said, in good conscience, I can't order anybody in here. If we want to attempt it, I will not say no. I am not going to disagree. I believe we have a duty based upon our contract and the request of our client to go in there. However, we also have a duty to ourselves not to die horribly for a fool's errand.
There is hazard pay for this, right?
I'll have to run it by management. I can't answer that. They might mark this one as equivalent of deciding to jump into a volcano for giggles.
I think a couple of us would be okay.
Yep, and they still don't pay us extra for it.
I'm going to pull Liam
Yes.
out my Ractech scanner that I specifically noted has Magitech scanning stuff.
Yes.
And I'm going to scan for... Yes, and I'm going to scan for life signs down in the hole because it's capable of penetrating through that shit.
Isn't this primal energy?
This is not Magitech, but there is a chance of it being able to detect it. So, give me a D100 roll. I am looking for 20 or less, actually.
Oh, god damn it.
What if it's 22? The double number.
Hey,
it's a 60.
Nope. We not picking up anything, but not in the there's nothing there sort of way, in the that's a lot of error messages sort of way. That's a lot of error messages.
I'm gonna pop into my forge.
Actually, let me make a roll here. So, on a different note, your battery dies.
Yikes.
Not really. It's Ractech. You could probably slap some Duracell in there. It'll power back up. But the fact that it did die.
Yep. Can I try and extend my senses to see if I can feel the people that I'm
You
looking for?
may certainly roll me an influence test.
Oh, god damn it.
I'm gonna need another influence test from you real fast.
Of course. Oh, come on.
Cool.
What's the rolls today?
You lose 3 influence.
Oh,
They point for the. You haven't bought a new one, right?
No.
You have 10 merit.
No.
You didn't get into any merit for last session too, right, Liam?
Did I not? I was gonna give you 25 for that bullshit.
oh my lord.
Because I put you up against some fairly nasty things. I meant to reward you appropriately for it.
I would suggest a 10 buy for a fate point, my friend.
It is
Yeah.
Fate Point, fully ready to spend and fully ready to go.
Yeah.
Less than a 90 is you got around a 26% chance. So I think you'll be okay.
I will warn you now. If you pass, it's going to make it a D2 instead. But it would mean saving yourself at least 1.
Could I have fate pointed the prior roll?
This was going to happen fail or pass.
Well, might as well.
I would still suggest the fate point either way.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right, I'm going to roll a D2.
Mm-hmm.
1. You lose 1 influence, and it feels like a giant just reached out and ripped something out of your skull.
Yep.
That hurt.
Which is where he's going to rub his head and look at the lieutenant and be like, Lieutenant,
Yes.
I can tell you at least one thing.
It's hostile.
Oh, and it's aware there's something down there. It just ripped something out of my head.
Honestly, for destruction, it might not be aware. It might have done that just instinctually. That's the problem with dealing with these things. It's hard to even tell when you're dealing with something sentient.
Yeah. Well, all I know is I felt something akin to a giant.
So, to make this clear, if you guys want to descend into what I have prepped for this, it is equivalent of going, I'm going to go take a stroll into this Tomb of Annihilation in D&D. It is not safe, and I do have a few mechanics in here that are insta-kill. If you guys don't want to deal with it, you don't have to. I will make some rolls for the NPCs. We'll see how things shake out on that front, and we can move things along and continue on with the rest of the story. As I have to go take care of a cat fight, please give me a second.
My thought process is to be like, hey, Legion, you're supposed to be along to help with this kind of shit. You know what I mean, boys?
I feel like I'm scared.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Liam.
So yeah, what was I saying? Right. So yeah, to be clear, that's what you're dealing with here. This is, you can either go into it now, or this is a locale you can come back to later.
I think we should have a specialist first before we get in my opinion. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. My question was, isn't this specifically the reason we have a certain individual who calls himself Legion on the ship?
You could try calling him up, yes, that he is a high priest. Whether or not he will assist is questionable.
I actually will go to my forge, and I will ask the forge master if he has a moment. It is rather important.
Let me see. We're gonna do gun roll luck test, 50 or lower. See if he's available.
Hmm.
He is not currently available. But yeah, no. To be completely upfront, is what you're dealing with. That's what you're dealing with. This is basically a delve into a Tomb of Annihilation.
I'd go into the bar.
You want to take a stroll into the bar?
Mm-hmm. Is there anyone in there?
There's always somebody in there. What are you looking for?
I'm gonna kind of lean against the bar and be like, "Hey."
Barkeep kind of looks up like,
Am I allowed to make a general announcement for help? Or is that disturbing the patrons?
Cleaning glass, just staring at you.
What does that tell me?
Go ahead and roll me a scrutiny. You don't know about the patrons, but you're disturbing the bartender.
Apologies. I'm gonna be like, anyone know anything about Annihilation Wellsprings? Need a little help there.
A lot of eyes turn your way, look at each other, look at you. An Annihilation Wellspring.
Yeah.
Bullshit, you're alive.
But we haven't gone in yet. But we have to go rescue
Then
someone.
They're dead.
I don't know. But
Nope,
it's
they're dead.
Well, it's on orders, so
Sounds like you're gonna go die for nothing. Have fun.
anyone have anything helpful to say?
Roll me a luck test. We're aiming for a single digit here.
Not with my luck today.
Roll it anyway. Let's, on the off chance.
No.
Hey man, if you roll high enough, I would have given you something too. You wouldn't have thanked me for it, but I would have given you something.
Somebody slap me. Stop it. Get some help.
Stop it. No, the general consensus you are getting from the bar is, we'll mourn your passing. What planet are you on so we know where to put the grave marker?
I'll tell them. It's one of the last surviving outposts. Well, not surviving. It's intact outposts from the Magos War.
You actually do finally get an answer from a part of the bar. It's just, that shithole? And you look, it's that harpy woman again.
Yeah, that shithole. The jungle planet with the magic plants.
Yeah, I know it. But, well, no.
We had to drop off a passenger, and their pets, and then we have to go retrieve somebody from Starstrider Industries who's on an expedition into the hellhole.
Well, I mean, shit.
It was the CEO, right?
The owner and CEO, yes.
Yeah, we have to go rescue the owner and CEO of Star Strider Industries.
Oh.
Victor's orders.
She actually gets a thoughtful look on her face. Huh.
Kind of important.
Well, yeah, well, here. First and foremost, I don't know the planet personally. I know it by reputation, though. Because, that was the last place anybody saw the High Priest of Destruction. Doubt he's still there. It's just the last place we saw him. She kind of shrugs. I don't know. I've never ever met that one in person, and I don't want to. And you shouldn't want to either.
No, I mean, it's on the name.
Yeah. The High Priest of Destruction, she kind of thinks for a second before saying, let me put it to you this way. The reason I know for a fact, despite what some of the other priests like to say, we are not in a real crusade, is because he's not leading it. You want the only person that we know has for a fact beaten Victor? That'd be the one.
Is that why he only has one arm?
Yep. Other fun fact for you, high priests, when they claim the mantle, have to go find the mantle that is directly above them and fight them. Direct challenge to their faces.
Rite of passage.
Other fun fact, Victor is the first High Priest of Victory we have had in Agley's 2 era. All the other ones died challenging destruction.
Well, you gotta be victorious even in defeat.
Survive, I believe, was the objective Victor said.
Yeah. Victorious
Survival.
even in defeat and survival.
Yes, survival is victory, is the way he put it. I didn't argue.
I believe it. Okay.
Thing is,
Mm-hmm.
you might be able to just wait until the guy comes out. See, the owner Star Strider's weird. As far as I know, he's as old as Old Man Johnson, who runs Toonco.
And they're not human.
No, they're both perfectly human, by all accounts. They're just not mortal.
The one. All right.
I don't know whether or not he would survive destruction. But I know if anybody was going to, it would be him.
Well, they're on an expedition to uncover whatever's at the bottom of the wellspring.
Okay, well, my statement doesn't change. If anybody was going to survive that, it would be him. So I'd give you at least 50-50 odds of your client coming out with you having to go in.
And on the bad 50%?
What planet?
Well, that'll make the bloodbath very angry if that happens.
Hey, other good news. Well, the bloodbath is going to be alive long enough to complain.
Well, it's probably going to hop on our ship if we even get out.
Well, other good news is you wouldn't have to worry about anybody remembering you having been involved in it.
Mm.
There's about even odds that the memory of everybody on that planet will be wiped out with the planet itself.
That brings a lot of comfort. Yeah, just perfect.
I know. I'm here to be comforting.
So nobody will remember the fuck up. Great.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody will ever remember. Not me. Actually, no. The only thing that will remember is probably the Forgotten and the High Priest of Destruction. Actually, no. He's got to be still alive. He took it.
At least somebody will remember me, because I'm one of those.
Yeah, I know. I know. He's going to be the only one that will.
Yay. All right, well. Appreciate the time and the info.
Hey, technically speaking, I'm supposed to answer these questions when you show up. Something, responsibility, something. Drinks or drink. What?
No, just gonna, no, thanks.
Yeah.
Am I required to buy a drink every time I come to the bar?
Yes.
So I will turn around and,
do you remember the rules?
Yes, a drink for courage, please.
Just slap some currency down. However much you're going to slap on there as you get a glass.
50 cred.
Remember, the amount you put on there doesn't really affect.
I know. It's just.
I'm just saying, you could probably slap like a single alliance dollar and get about the same thing that he's about to give you. I'm saying.
Give him 5 alliance dollars.
Just to save you some creds.
There you
Mister,
go.
You have a lot of debt. You'll get a drink set in front of you, alright? The bartender will go back to polishing their glass.
Is it clean enough yet?
The bartender does not humor that question. Of course, again, the bartender never talks.
Until he does, and then you didn't want him to talk in the first place.
That was what you were told, yes.
Alright, well, I'll drink my drink and on to the harpy going back.
Roll me a willpower test.
Oh, look at you.
This is a good one.
Alright.
This is a good results one. Alright, you're not gonna get as high as out of it.
Fate point it. Screw it.
You will get, before you fate point it, especially since you don't know yet if you want to go into the tomb or not. What you're going to get is a plus 20 to willpower test to resist mental afflictions. So, fear, pinning, things like that. He has actually given you a drink of courage.
Okay.
And if you get better, it's just going to be a bigger bonus of that.
Now, hold on, my fate point. If we're going to go in, I'm going to need it. That's for fact.
I don't know if you guys are going in or not. It's up to the 3 of you.
Alright.
I will tell you now, I have given you all the information I am going to give you at this point. Because there is no other information to get from anybody you can get access to.
Alright, well, go talk to Legion, guys. Do it. Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
I'm of the opinion we sit and wait. Because
that's cool.
But fucking blast is very militaristic. The recommendation of the highest ranking here is to not stick our noses into it. He follows that.
Lieutenant's recommendation was more I don't think we're going to survive it, and I cannot in good conscience order you to try to. That wasn't a no. That was a... I cannot issue that as an order.
Well, you guys were going to ask Legion.
Yeah.
If you guys want to. Yes.
Yeah, I'll send a page up to Legion.
Okay. You send up a message to Legion. You guys send up a message to Legion, and it's just that kind of gets back to you with a what? I'm taking vacation at the moment. What do you want?
Source of destruction of the father, font of it. The guy we were sent to get is in the middle of it.
I care why.
Because we were told the reason you're
I care
along is for
why.
stuff with the father.
I care why.
Whatever.
Yes, I can feel it from up here. It's a shrine.
Oh.
You can deal with it or you can't. I don't care. I don't know what's in the shrine. I know it's a shrine.
Great.
Probably set up by... I was about to say something, and then my brain just told me that's a bad idea. It's been a while since I had that survival instinct kick in. Right. It was probably set up by the very nice gentleman that is more powerful than the other high priests that are available. Yes, that very nice gentleman with lots of honor and power that... Why do I feel like he's watching me? Okay, he's gone. Okay, the attention's gone. It's up to you. I don't give a shit. The fact that the moment I considered insulting him, he started watching me is concerning. So, I'm gonna go back to this Lizard Man soap opera I've been watching. I
Gotta regret downloading those.
I don't want to deal with whatever you're stepping in. But I can at least tell you it's a shrine. That's not a wellspring. Wellsprings are very different. If it was a well... Actually, you know what? No, it's easy to tell you what a destruction wellspring is. They're called black holes.
Got it.
Yeah, so... But yeah, no, that's a shrine. That's a shrine of destruction. They... Pauses again. I'm sure they're lovely places of joy for someone. I can't tell if he was going to start watching again. I didn't like that the first time.
Fair enough. Have fun with your soaps.
I was. Actually, maybe... You know what? I think I need to go cleanse. That's what I think. I need a shower.
Have fun, Grandma. And hangs up.
Just call him Grandma.
Yeah.
Yep, he's watching soaps.
He
And-
is.
He jabs at me often enough, and I have been told turnabout is fair play.
Yeah, I'll arrive. Well, Lieutenant, I spoke to the harpy.
The who?
The harpy
The who?
at the bar.
Who?
Never mind. They basically said,
No, seriously, who? That's important. You just said the harpy. Because there's only one harpy I know. As far as I'm aware, their race is basically extinct except for her. And I doubt it was her. Wait,
Yeah, no. She
No.
just said, "Call me the harpy."
oh, that would be her then.
Yeah, she told me to wait.
That's the High Priest of Ember, High Priest of Rebellion.
Yeah, I know. She's supposed to help me answer
Yeah,
questions. I'm under her guidance.
yeah. No, that'd explain why she actually answered your fucking questions.
Yeah, Ember's the best.
Yeah, sure. So, what'd you say?
50-50. He'll make it out. He's not normal, the CEO. We should just wait for him to come out himself.
Which is the point where Blast looks over and goes, and according to Legion, this isn't a font of destruction, Lieutenant. This is a shrine to destruction. Apparently, fonts of destruction are known as black holes.
No, that's that makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense.
And a recommendation from the conversation that I had with Legion is don't make jabs at them, as Legion felt their eyes or their attention when he intended to.
Why would I do something so stupid as to even consider insulting the High Priest of Destruction? What
That's
fucking
what I.
idiot?
That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
What
But
fucking idiot?
Legion.
but Grandma Legion upstairs, who's sitting and watching soaps, apparently did.
Or was about to.
Yeah,
The-
he thought about it twice.
Grandma Legion.
Yeah, watching soap operas. Only my grandma does that.
All right.
Watching lizard soap operas. Remember?
Yeah, my people's soap operas.
I mean,
So
it's
it's a-
kind of fascinating to watch those, though.
Uh,
It's like watching a telenovela in Spanish. Never mind, you don't want to get that. Anywho, not point. Not the point. Point. I guess. Oh, shit.
Who's up for a picnic?
I'm gonna go explore the ruins.
If this is a shrine of destruction, no, he wouldn't lie about that. Since this is a shrine of destruction, shrines are built around something. They aren't free floating. There might be something we could retrieve from inside, like a prize or a trophy.
Oh, that's the bait, isn't it?
And I hate saying this, but
Blast is
it's
just readying his gun.
not bait. It's a test.
There.
Trying.
Go ahead. Sorry, Lieutenant.
Destruction doesn't make shrines. They don't need to worship. There basically are no followers of destruction, really, because they don't do shrines. They just are. They exist, and they don't give a shit. They don't do worship, not really. They don't do a lot of things everybody else does. Which means when they put a shrine down, it's to celebrate an event and to show off trophies. That means whatever's in there is something they decided they wanted to keep. Or not keep.
Show off.
More something they put in place to be a gift to whatever poor sod wants to try to prove themselves to destruction to claim some power. And there is no power greater than destruction. And it's only got one equal.
Sounds like we're going down. Because we're insane.
Whoa.
The team's not going into this. If individuals want to go down there and seek fortune, power, whatever, that is their decision.
I'm good.
I'm not going to disallow it. I am not taking the team down there. If we bring too many people, the shrine might kill them outright for cheating, almost. After all, if you bring a whole army, you're not really proving yourself. And the only other question you need to ask yourself at that point is, do you want the blessing of destruction?
Nah.
Because it only offers you one thing. If you want that, it'll offer it in spades. At that point, it's your decisions to make here. I'm not going to disallow it, and I'm not even going to discourage you. If you decide you want to go through with it, you go through with it.
Oh, Blast is like...
Look, if you're going in, I'll follow you.
No, I do not deny that I very much want to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, it just sings with every part of me. But one. And that one makes me hesitant.
Oh, the one stat you lost to it?
No,
Oh.
not that. The one aspect that I'm seeking help in dealing with. Because if that gains the power of destruction, that could be bad.
They may not be allowed to wield it.
And there will be this little whisper in the back of your head from the Forgotten. It could also take care of the problem.
God damn it. Yep, nope. Blast just turns and starts walking down. Yep,
Give me prep time.
Let's also recall that the Forgotten doesn't ask you to make good decisions.
You
can like you can be consciously aware of that and still decide to go in because he's also not fucking lying.
Never does.
Yep. Nope.
That's the worst part.
No, and that's the problem. It may not be the best decision, but he doesn't lie. There is a chance that it could help. And
there's not a chance. It is a guarantee it could help. Could.
Yep. Oh, God. Nope.
Hard word here is could.
Johnny, are you back?
I've already decided I'm just going to keep running without him if he doesn't fucking want to be here. So,
well, friend,
call me salty, but I'm not in the mood today.
Well, look, if you go in, I'll go in with you. But if you're not going in, I'm not going in.
Blast is just gonna look at you and be like, I've got circumstances that if I don't fix, I'm gonna cause a lot of destruction that I don't want to cause.
Causing destruction, you say?
Yeah.
I believe you're in the right place for that.
Is that an actual voice, or is that GM's
That's
mysterious
GM's
reggae?
standard.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
That's space reggae voice.
All right, space reggae voice.
It-
Oh, thank God.
Blaster's gonna be like, I had something happen. And my options are thus. Okay? I get the direct intervention and help of the mother.
Okay. Why are you talking like that? Where's that accent coming from?
Places his ass.
Or
Don't ask stupid questions, Matt. Continue, please.
or the utter ability to destroy what that is.
And this could definitely offer you utter destruction in every form.
Yeah, and destroy you in the process.
Mm-hmm.
This is the purest form of destruction on offer.
Yup. That
Thorough to the terrifying point.
Yup. So this is a
Hey, here's what's gonna happen. The more you dwell on it, the longer you hesitate, the more you and haw over it, the more you're gonna psych yourself out of it. Either go or don't.
This is definitely an either you decide to go or you don't situation. Like I said, this is a Tomb of Annihilation situation.
No, I entirely understand. I get that. I understand.
But that also I was just gonna say that also means there are fabulous prizes and weird powers to pick up in here.
No, this is me thinking. This is me trying to think in Blast Brain, which he would prefer. And the character, as I've built him, doesn't really jive with the mother's help everybody mindset. But that was his only means of survival up until this point. So he's just gonna look at you and be like, I gotta go for it. I'm doing it.
Oh, we'll see you or we don't.
Let me do something that might help here for your decision making. Let's recall that the one that was suggesting this is a good idea
kind of sounds like this. He very much says this is a great idea. It's a perfect plan. You are an intelligent man for deciding for it.
As I turn off that voice mod immediately after.
Sounds like you're popping champagne when you turned it on too.
No, it's.
I've given up on the fact that for some reason my headset makes it so you guys can hear like background sounds when I do shit like that. I'm just like, whatever at this point.
My brain is. I'm struggling here in my OOC brain because.
This is a bad idea, but at the same time, it's such a great idea.
But Blast has also been,
honestly,
hilariously enough, the pragmatist of the group.
He has been, but he's also been the one that takes risks every time there is the opportunity of great success. If you want the GM perspective, I think Blast would go for it, but he's not my character. I don't have final say. It's just what I believe he would do, and it is ultimately up to you if you want to go through this now.
I agree entirely. For him, jiving with the mother to negate it is something that he doesn't really jive with. The character, in my mind, would much rather gain the ability to go stomping across the battlefield that he saw doing what he does, which is being a fucking beacon of fuck everything that pisses me off.
So I will say this:
you're making the best decision.
All right, so I'm gonna say this between you and me, Ogre OC.
Mm-hmm.
If we do this, do not hold on to your character.
Nope. I am entirely ready to build a new one if needs be.
Okay.
But because you're going to be coming down with this, I will let you know. Blast isn't Blast anymore. Blast died and was replaced with a literal fucking demon.
Yeah. It still has all his memories. It's a demon. It's not that you aren't Blast, it's more that Blast is now a demon.
Yep. And the longer I go without dealing with that thing, the control that demon will eventually exert over me, the more
with how long it's been quiet, by the way.
Yeah, the more likely chance that I will just lose control, become a demon, and start killing my way across the galaxy.
And you have a ship that you have infested with it too.
Yep.
Well, just know that don't hold on to your character. If we go in, I am gonna basically try my hardest, but I'm not gonna hold on to Siva as much. I mean, she's really cool, but
no, I agree.
I want to make it just as your last warning before you go into this. I genuinely do have insta-kill traps in this.
Yep.
There are things in this that will end your characters with a single wrong move. And some of those wrong moves will be misinterpreting like something I said. Like if you misinterpret a puzzle or like a whatever, it can and will get your characters killed.
I'd like to do one thing before we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do a final prayer at my shrines.
Oh, go for it. If you, like whatever deities you want to try to seek the favor of before you walk into this, please seek their favor.
No, I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna ask nothing.
I'm being literal here. If you have a deity you want to pray to, and hopes that they might try and offer you some assistance, the only thing that can defy some of the things in here are the gods themselves. And if you can get their favor for even a moment, you can get their intervention to save you from something.
I guarantee you Blast is when Siva turns and goes to the forge to do the prayer, Blast is going to look at the lieutenant, be right back, walk off into a shadowy corner, sit down, and be like, all right, brah, I'm doing this. Because he's talking to the Forgotten. You said you got my back.
We're actually doing this?
You said you got my back. Let's do this.
We're doing this.
And Liam?
Wait, no. I want to make sure I understand. You are seeking the blessing of destruction. Yes or no?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
You are. You are doing this.
Yep. And just to cement the proof that he is going in, Liam, the other 15 merit that I have available.
Yes.
He's doing the equivalent of a do what you want with this.
You're giving it to the Forgotten.
Yep.
Turn it into a power.
Yep. Most devout thing he can do. Giving a part of himself.
So you're about to put a new power and one upgrade directly in the hands of your patron.
Yep.
Okay.
You ballsy little fuck. You understand that the one thing I wasn't given was the right to touch destruction, right?
No guts, no glory.
You, as a petty little mortal, are defying the will of the father and the mother to grant me access via you to it. You understand that, yes? I'm not going to stop you. Mortals need to make the decisions they're going to make free will, but I want to make sure you understand that before you do it, because I have requirements of making sure you fully understand the gravitas, if not the consequences, of what you do.
In my mind, this is going down the route of, yes, I am going for the power of destruction, but my loyalty lies with the original friend. Yep, I am insane.
Deal done and done, little one.
So, he's going to go through a power. Let me take a look at your current powers before I do this, because I have something in mind here. I'm going to be moving your sheet. Where do you keep
go ahead.
your powers in here?
They're listed under the journal in the little
Journal?
boxes and shit.
Awesome, thank you.
So, like, if you scroll down to Primal Fuckery. Makes sense, don't it?
Yeah, here's the Doom Clock you haven't actually looked into.
I haven't had the chance to. We keep
You've had
getting
plenty of chance. You've had plenty of chances to. You've been unwilling to. Be honest with yourself.
Honestly, I forgot about it. Yep.
Okay. You're about to get a power called Unpleasantly Immortal.
I love it.
So, the way this works is going to be, normally you don't get access to it at the price range you are after right now. But because of what you're doing, and because you are doing it despite having been told what you're doing, he's basically going to give you the option of taking it at a bit of a merit debt. The way it'll end up working is if you accept the merit debt, it'll take half of your merit every time you gain it until it's paid off.
Mm-hmm.
He's giving you 100 merit power. So it'll take a little while for it to get paid off.
I already said I'd deal with the consequences.
Okay. So, the way Unpleasantly Immortal works, you cannot die unless very, very specific powers are used to kill you. Destruction is one of the sources that can outright kill you if it does it. And he has no way of nullifying that. It is some, like, absolute destruction from the Father is something that will always and forever be a threat to you. There is no way to remove that weakness, just so you're aware.
Yep.
Cool. Otherwise, you cannot die. However, it does not stop damage. It does not change when, like, you don't have a health pool, but it doesn't change critical effects. So if your arm gets blown off, your arm is blown off, you can now experience critical effects on every single limb until the weapons are no longer capable of actually affecting whatever's left on the fucking ground. That's it.
And then
That's
you come
all it
back and
does.
you're like, you get hit by an orbital shell and you're just vapor, and then eventually you have to put yourself back together like...
This will replace the regen altogether. And the Dark Fortitude. We will take whatever you have put in for points into that into it for its debt.
Let me double check here.
Because both of those are getting sucked up into this, so we'll just take whatever. Yep, Dark Healing you put 15 points into.
No. Dark Healing has
that's
30
right.
points plus the base 10.
No, that's right. You pulled that in from.
That was that was one of the first gifts I got from.
That was your
Forgotten.
regen, wasn't it?
Yeah, I put overall 30 points into it.
If you want to keep the shared thing to be able to take on wounds, other people's wounds, you would have to hold on to that separately because this would make that so it doesn't work anymore if you don't.
Yeah, I would keep the shared because that's part of what I do.
Actually, I just considered whether or not he's going to care because you put it in his hands. And you said you were going to accept whatever he did. So I'm thinking real quick whether or not he would actually keep that for you or not.
Roll for it.
Yeah, I'm going to open roll on this one too.
I mean, in the thought process of him,
he doesn't give a shit about other people.
Yes,
but I believe
he cares
in you.
but he cares about his friends.
Does he?
That's what he said.
Nice.
On a 99,
it's a double.
I was doing it on a 75 or lower. He was gonna leave it. He's not leaving it. He's gonna replace it with something though. Actually, no. No, he's gonna replace it with something though. Instead of your dark healing, he is going to make it so that you can be a universal limb donor.
I can just give my limbs to people now.
And they will slowly adapt themselves to their bodies.
I see
what this does to them, you will not know. You don't know there's effects beyond the blatant, you've attached a new limb to him thing.
Here's a new lizard limb.
The dark seed infested.
Yeah, you might infest them with your biology or with the energy of the Forgotten.
Or the demon.
You don't know what it's going to fully do, but then is his exchange for taking away the shared healing thing. He's slapping you with you can slap your limbs onto other people. I mean, it's great for organ transfers too. You're basically a universal organ donor now.
You just have to rip or chop off your own limbs to do it.
Yeah, and you can't go unconscious.
Mm-hmm. Good thing you have a specialized doctor for this.
People can still drug you unconscious. Anesthetics don't work, though.
I can drink myself stupid still. That's...
Yes. He does not take away your ability to drink yourself stupid. Even he knows that there are some things he should leave his followers to have.
Wet brain.
And yeah, no, so that's it. The only other thing you need to know is that the reconstruction from full destruction, like if your body's just gone, is really fucking slow.
And the important question now is there any visual change in me?
All of your scales are black. Your entire body's black now. Like, period. You're just pure black.
Yep.
It's very, very obvious who you're attached to.
Yeah, the mark of the Forgotten on my faceplate wasn't obvious enough.
Now, even without that, people priests
will just
be able
know.
to smell it on you. So yeah, you are now unpleasantly immortal. The only other thing you need to know is nerve endings don't matter anymore to you.
Is this working?
Interesting. No matter what happens, you will feel it. It doesn't matter if it's happening to the smallest bit of you or the biggest bit of you. You will fucking feel it. It does mean that if you were to pop out an eyeball, though, you could still see through it. So you could send your eyes on adventures with a severed hand. Meet the meat drone.
Yup. Oh god. Oh, that's so beautifully horrifying. I love it.
It's like, sir, your cameras on your helmet are broken. Don't worry. Pop! Put this on your helmet.
No,
It's
too bad. That's
fine.
an order.
I quit. Watch how quickly all the other people you were working with just quit because they can't handle this shit.
I didn't sign up for this.
So it'll take the 15. You have 30 in the other one, so 45. You'll have
Mhm.
45 already paid back, which means you have 55 left to pay back on the
Plus the
merit debt he
15
sent
I
you on.
was giving initially.
I was including that because it was 30 total from your healing and your shared, and then the 15 that you started with.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep,
So,
that I will tell you now, that represents his major blessing for this endeavor. He might intervene if you ask really desperately, but it's a hard maybe. Matt, what were you saying?
I'm gonna go pray at my shrines.
Yes. Go ahead and for the way you handle your shrines and your worship so far,
Yeah.
it's actually going to be a fellowship test.
Gonna get new ash
You're-
from the forge. I'm gonna pop open my rare bottle of liquor. I'm gonna take my death sticks, put them all in the shrine. Oh, yes, fellowship test.
Is there one you want to focus on? Because
Ember.
that can heavily change the outcome here. Ember?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Please continue then.
Do I get my plus 40 for being in my forge?
As
an empath?
I will give you a plus 20 for this because of what you're praying for as well. I'm keeping that in mind on that. Chill. You can feel the kind of vague accepting your prayer.
I'm gonna defy it and go, hey, over here.
Roll me a willpower. Roll me a defiance roll.
Yes, I will accept your. Hey!
What the fuck do you want?
Hi.
What
I'm going to do something really
do
stupid.
you want? Yes. You've already done something very stupid. You've bothered me.
Okay.
But it's gonna be fun.
What the fuck do you want?
I would humbly ask for a blessing.
Humbly? This is what you call humble?
You?
Mm-hmm.
Yelling louder at me
Yes.
and shaking a fist?
Oh, I didn't shake a fist. I shook a bunch of keys.
What am I, a toddler?
No, never.
Really?
I'm just
shook
being.
keys at me.
I'm being a petulant child.
Goo goo gaga. Big baby, am I?
I don't know. I thought it would make a lot of noise. It did.
I should eat you.
I mean, it would probably be a fate worse than what I'm about to do. So, yeah.
Yeah, destruction would only kill you. I wouldn't have to remember this conversation.
Probably not.
If you died of destruction, I don't have to listen to this conversation again in my own head. Not a single memory of it.
I
Gone.
apologize for being a petulant child throwing a tantrum into the universe.
No, you're not. Don't fucking lie to me.
I actually am. You seem rather irritated. So yes, I actually do mean it.
Petulant little shit.
That is me. Yes. apologies. I'll go about my business. I hope you enjoy the offerings.
Why are you going into this shrine? Is it
This
for the
bla-
little demon at your side?
Yeah, that's the one. Also, for a little bit for myself.
Oh, and what are you going to get out of it?
Experience.
Experience. Death is an experience.
Maybe I'll learn.
Can't learn if you're dead.
Mm. Well, he's
But
going.
maybe you will learn something useful.
I don't even really want the blessing of destruction.
Oh, yes, you do.
No, I
Well-
don't. No, I don't.
You don't, but you do.
I don't, but I guess I do. But I think I might get it anyways, but I don't want it. And if offered freely, I'm going to refuse it.
No.
Is that an insult?
It's yes, for one. And for two, it's not going to be offered. It's going to be thrust upon.
Alright, well then. there goes
If you
that.
go in there, you are either coming out with a blessing or you're not coming out at all. That's how this works.
Do you not want me to go?
It's your life, mortal. You have free will. I don't get to change your decisions on that front. And it's not my place to, nor would I ever want to. This is your decision. You make it. But
Well,
you want to know why I'm irritated? It's simple. You're making this decision mostly for him. Make it for you if you're going to make it. I don't give a shit why you want to do it. If you want to do it just to prove you fucking can, go for it. I'm fine with that.
that's the one.
Just make sure that this decision is made for you.
It's to prove that I can. That's the one. I'm able to make mental pivots on that because my character is defiant. That'll be for me, just to prove that I can. I've always been like that, a little reckless.
Then you will either walk out with the blessing or you don't walk out at all.
Very well.
And
For
that's
this,
not me dictating that. The last thing you really need to keep in mind, this shrine is not dedicated to any one of us. It's dedicated to the Father and the Father alone. The high priest of destruction, they worship the Father directly and accept no one else. The first can go screw himself as far as they're concerned. I can go screw myself. That is what you're walking into. A shrine of something that couldn't care a fucking lick for the gods themselves, because all they care about is burning everything to the ground and leaving it salted.
very well. I ask for a blessing before I go, and this is what I offer, potentially to help sculpt it. Do with it as you please. I'll hand over the 25 merit I got to Ember.
Oh, good fuck, there's two of you now. Okay. Alright. Let me think for a minute. Well, I'm going to pop over to your sheet. Where do you keep your powers? Is it under journal as well, or do you have it somewhere else?
I have it half at halvesies. Mostly it's under special powers on the main page. Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
So.
That's right, you only with Defiance on that front.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Alright. She is going to give you a little something. I'm trying to decide how I want to phrase this. Like this thought process is, how exactly do I want to phrase this power for you? Fuckers, trusting the gods to form your powers.
Because we're insane.
Oh yeah, we certainly are.
You're the one that's mostly insane. I'm just
yeah.
there for the ride.
No, you're pretty crazy for having accepted the ride. You looked at a man that has a car he built himself, not in a garage, just in his backyard on a concrete platform that's made out of sheet metal and hope. And is that gum? That's definitely gum. And
Baxter built this.
And when he went, "Hey, get in," you went, "Okay," without asking where you were going or whether or not the car could actually turn on.
Okay.
All right. This is going to get attached to Smith's Way.
Cool.
Because that's where... Maybe. I'm debating between Smith's Way or Forging Elements right now. Because this is an elemental power that I'm about to give you. And I'm trying to decide if I... You know what? I'm just going to make it a whole new thing. I'm just going to make it a whole new fucking thing. Alright, we're just going to make it a whole new fucking thing. Basically, she's going to give you the power of... I'm just really debating how I want to fucking phrase this. Long story really short, she is giving you the power to be able to more directly seize control of elements. She's going to make it so that you can shape stone weapons, stone equipment, fire weapons, fire items. She's making it so you can seize control of and shape the elements more thoroughly than you currently can. Just call it elemental control. And unlike the base blessing, which gives you access to the ability to basically manipulate the elements in general, this is specifically allowing you to create things using them. When she kind of finishes making it, she's like, initially, this doesn't sound that great, but I want you to understand something. You are walking into the realm of destruction. The only thing that can match it is creation. And you don't belong to the mother, so I can only give you the closest damn thing I can. The father's version of it is weaker than hers, but it's better than fucking nothing.
I appreciate it.
There's limits to how much it will grant you. Be careful.
I will.
If you die, I told you so.
You told me so anyways.
Yeah, but now I extra told you so.
We won't remember this conversation.
I won't. You'll be gone.
Precisely. Well, technically I wouldn't remember either because I'll be dead.
All right, corpse. So, yes, this is going to be called creating elemental creation is what it's going to be called. It's going to be it'll allow you to construct constructs up to 25 points.
Did she want to juice it? Put me in debt to make it super strong?
No. Because of how you approached her, no. Unfortunately. I do have your approaches change things.
Well, I don't know how she's feeling at certain points. It's really hard to do that with her.
She's not easy to read. She's not meant to be an easy to read. Funny enough, the Forgotten's easier to read than her. The Forgotten's a very simple creature. at the end of the day. You should be fucking thankful for that, because if he's not, then it's a problem.
It's all about fun.
Yes, entertainment value is important. There are some things about him that you guys haven't learned yet that would explain his attitude on that front. Regardless, for her, she's giving you what she can within the kind of the budget you have handed out. But she's giving you specifically something she knows can and will actually, affect things in here to some degree.
Okay. What?
So, you're going to be able to create and control materials up to willpower bonus times 100. So, in weight. So 100 pounds or 600 pounds at your current willpower.
No, 6. Oh, willpower bonus. Okay, not the
Yes,
actual
willpower
okay.
bonus.
And I was like, no, 6,000 pounds.
Nope, willpower bonus is what I said.
No.
That said, the more important thing that it will do is if a element of pure destruction touches you, you will get a resistance roll you wouldn't normally get.
Okay, cool.
Dependent on what touches you will depend on what the bonus or negative is for rolling against it. But this will make it so certain insta-kill traps won't just murder you.
Okay. That's fucking dope. Like, oh man.
It'll at least give you a roll.
Okay.
That you didn't have before.
Alright.
Before you keep going, we have one last member I would like to get the shit done for, if he wants to get anything done, before we continue.
I
Johnny?
also have some merit to spend. Who would have thunk?
Yes.
I'm putting Spirit Select into the decode again. The first one gave me the Forgotten Status Observer.
So we don't want to trust our growth into the hands of the gods.
Correct.
All right.
I'm going to be using Spirit
I see
Select
how it is.
10, and I'm going to be using Spirit Select 15, so 2 purchases, the second level and third level. So the decoding aspect, we like for mind, we can do compulsion based things about with actual intelligence of like sentient spirits, maybe, or maybe things come. I don't know what we're gonna do with Spirit Select, but that's what I'm selecting into it. And I'm gonna leave the rest up to you, Liam.
Well, before we finalize purchases,
Mm-hmm.
because I think you were still AFK for this warning, so I'll reiterate it one last time. This is very purposely a very dangerous dungeon.
Yes.
There's a lot of insta-kill traps. There's shit in here that if you misinterpret, say, if I pull out a fucking like a riddle, and you misinterpret something I said in that riddle, and you fuck up the riddle because of it, you will fucking die.
Yeah. As expected.
I just want to make sure that that you understand this is, if you go in this with everybody else, it's a dungeon where insta death is possible. As long as you understand that, we will continue. I just want to make sure you guys know, because the option was always to come back later when you had, more shit. I wouldn't promise it would help, but
So I'm actually on the fence of not going in at all. For me, it's a Silco's desire for ambition. And
this is a place of ambition.
yeah. So
it would be stupid not to capitalize on it, especially if everyone's going in. Between you and me, Liam, if Silco dies, I don't know if I'll keep playing. Mostly because then we can not worry about time constraints, and it will make, I'm sure, you guys' life easier for it, because I really like Silco, and I don't want to start over, I guess, just from a, just a player perspective, I suppose.
It's completely up to you whether or not you want to go in this. And if afterwards you decided, oh, I don't want to keep playing because I lost Silco, I would understand.
Okay. So as long as we're on the same page as that, I wouldn't be doing Silco justice not to try. Because of how his character is.
This is definitely a realm of ambition that you're about to step into.
Mm.
There is basically the power of destruction, the greatest gift the Father can offer, is on hand.
Yes.
Up for grabs here. It's not quite Silco's wheelhouse, since he's more of a creator. So it would be understandable if you wanted to sit out this trip. It is your decision as a player to make.
Yes. I understand that.
It would mean that the rest of the party would be going into this without you, and if you want to do that, then alright, you would just have to sit out. Like, unless you wanted to stay and listen in, which you are free to.
Which I was planning. Yeah. And that's the way I think it should be as well.
Yeah. If you decide not to go in, I would just, continue with the other two.
Mm-hmm.
But there are prizes in here. The main prize is walking out with the Blessing of Destruction. There are other things to be collected here. They are more incidentals rather than what everybody's going in for. But guaranteed, surviving this, you get a Blessing of Destruction if you survive this. That is the only guaranteed reward of this. So I would like your decision on that here, because from there, it's just whether or not you will be included into this delve.
My first ask, Liam, is just let's get rid of this merit purchase to see if I can actually accomplish something with it. Otherwise, I don't think it will be...
What is your objective with it? Because I know you had a spirit select in there.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to do with it?
So I imagine it would increase the that forgotten aspect from the decoding, and I don't know where the me upgrading my status in the hierarchy came into play. I don't know if that's because I've convinced the forgotten to uplift me, or maybe I've convinced the his system he's built to allow me to go up.
Where do you have your powers currently? Is it in a journal?
It's in under Technomancy, because that's where this is coming from.
All right, because I'm if you see scrolling, it's because I'm on your sheet.
You're good to go.
That's right. You picked up the observer status from him.
Yeah, that's what you gave me for the first one. I was like, what is that? What would that even do for this? And I was like, you know what? Let's try it out. And that's what you did for it.
Yeah.
I don't know how those two went into play, because I don't see that backside of your mind, Liam. Why you chose that decision.
I do remember this now that I'm that's why I was looking at it, because I'm having to bring my memories of what was going on.
It's been a while since we talked about it. We've done anything with it, so yeah.
So basically, the way the observer thing worked was, as I recall, basically the way it ends up working is you're able to observe genetics a bit more directly. It was basically you remember the whole thing where I talked about how it had that shell on it and shit, where it was kind of hiding the nature of the genetics from you actively. almost like a virus's shell to protect it and stuff, right?
What I remember from that conversation with the other observer, he talked about how
it was the
people who
Soul Observer, wasn't it?
Yeah, they talked about the binding imprint that was done with the drones.
Yes, it was the Soul. That was the Soul Observer that we were talking about.
And we didn't know about that beforehand. We were under the assumption that it was all biological. It was just some imprint, but there's actually a loyalty imprint, I would say, into the genetic code.
If I remember what I called it correctly, it was the Soul Link.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Okay. So you want to put the points into improving that then?
Yeah.
Are you putting all 25 into that then? Or...
All 25. Yeah, it's 2 purchases, level 1, level 2 and level 3.
All right. Sorry, I had to get myself back on page because it's been a bit since we went on that. Okay, so So the first one allowed you to see soul imprints in the first place. That was basically what the first upgrade was. It allowed you to observe souls, observe the linking that beings do to them, and basically allow you to actually go, this is like who's been forged to who's had what connection to what, that type shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the basics of what your first upgrade was. The second upgrade is going to make it so that the first upgrade is just going to improve your ability to read those soul links, where you're going to be able to actually read the equivalent branding, if that makes sense, to tell who owns what, as long as you know what the brand is. So every time somebody makes a soul link, whereas before you could see that they were soul linked, this actually makes it so that that's who that owns what type shit.
Okay.
So you can actually identify owners or masters or what have you. That's going to be the first upgrade. Simple first upgrade. The second upgrade will give you the option to try and override them.
I like it.
It will consider it soul piracy. It only works on somebody that is already soul branded and has already had that part of them broken. So that, if you run into somebody who doesn't already have it, you'll have to break them yourself, as you would normally.
Am I using trade gene scientists to do this?
No.
Or is it opposed will to int like the other one?
This is going to be a whole new skill you have to purchase. And it is specifically soul binding.
Okay.
This purchase also allows you to even use it in the first place. Because using it in the first place does take a very specific power, more or less. Yeah, so this is going to allow you to soul bind people.
That have already been soul bound, though, or soul binded.
You can also create new ones.
You can also create new ones. Okay.
Yes. Because that was not a part of what you had figured out already. Like, you figured out the soul bonds, and it was basically well, how do I do that? And the guy's answer was basically, you just do it. Hashtag just do it.
Hashtag just do it.
That was pretty much what the High Priest of the Forgotten's answer was when you asked about how. And one of the things was he told you that the process is different for every person. Not every person bound, but every person who can do the binding. You can pick how you do the binding. You just pick whatever you want for it. Like you can have it as like a physical symbol on their body, a non-physical symbol. It could have to be done by torture. You could have it done by just asking nicely. It doesn't matter to me. You just get to decide, I want it to take effect when X, Y, and Z events happen, or under these circumstances.
Okay.
But
what I still understand from this is I need to make a purchase before use a week's worth of time to build this thing. This before I can even go about doing it, right?
What do you mean?
You said I needed to buy it.
I said it takes a separate skill.
Separate skill to do in the first place, right? Right.
This is you purchasing the ability to do it. So you've already done the expenditure to have the power.
Right.
At this point, it's just like if you're binding a new one, it is going to be an intelligence-based skill roll, because I believe that is what your stuff is based on for technomancy.
Yes.
Yeah, so it will remain intelligence-based. You can, like I said, have it the how you go about it done however you like. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, so otherwise you have a new skill that you have to do. I'll give it to you at the base trained with this, and it's just called soul. One, what we'll do is soul binding. The other will be rebinding. That will be the one for stealing other people's soul binds.
Piracy. Rebinding.
The rebinding is an oppose test. If the caster is there to oppose, that is. If you're trying to do it to somebody who is dead, then because soul binding doesn't go away just because the person you're bound to dies.
Right.
It's attached to your soul.
Correct.
So instructions can be left on creatures even after your death. If you run into one whose master is dead and you want to rebind them, it's basically just going to be a rebinding test versus the strength of the original binding. If there's a living master, and it's an oppose test. Capiche?
Yeah. Yeah. Original EC, we'll call it.
Yeah, basically. There is a DC for binding things that is determined by a list of factors,
right.
Not least of which is how sentient is it.
Is this opposed will still, or is it like a...
It's off your intelligence. It'll be versus their will.
Okay, yeah, same as the one before. That's all I was asking.
Yep. But your roll stat will be intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be your purchase, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So
just deciding if I'm gonna... Yeah, I think... Silco will still go in as an observer.
There is no going in as an observer. You're either going to be actively participant or you're not.
Yep.
Like this shrine is going to be very draconian for its rule set here, man.
That's completely fine. I'm going to sit out.
You gonna sit it out?
Yep.
Okay. All right. If that is what you want to do, I understand completely.
Because my suggestion was to not go in immediately, but you guys are going in immediately. You've made your decision, so continue.
If you want to discuss it with them further, you're completely free to. Like, nobody has gone in yet. I believe the general opinion is to go in, but if you want to try and talk them out of it, you are still free to.
Okay.
Like, that's just players talking at that point.
Or characters in this case. Silco would,
Either way.
yeah. All right, so let me get this straight.
Matt,
Going in now.
Matt, real
I'm going
quick,
in.
Matt, you guys are in?
I'm going in because I just want to prove myself now. That's what I said. I'm sticking to my conviction.
Okay. So before we just make more declarations, actual character chat, please.
Mm-hmm.
So, Silco, say your words.
Yes. Can you give me your reasoning on why it's better to go now?
Because
you feel
what
like
we
our
get
client
in the
will
future
die?
may not help. Well, it doesn't. Think of it this way: yes, we may be stronger and more powerful in the future, but then we will be tested to those levels. This is not a static thing where extra preparation and abilities will actually be a help to you. This thing is not simple. Actually, maybe a detriment. Being too powerful, you may be put up against something impossible.
I see.
So it really won't matter, really, in my opinion.
And who else is going down?
I'm going just to prove myself.
Okay. See if it.
Then, as Blast comes walking around the corner, radiating a new form, like, I'm going in because it is my nature. It is who I am, and it is my best means for survival.
Okay.
Do you actually explain to Silco why it's your best means of survival, or do you just leave it at that, out of curiosity?
I will look at him and say, in my case, there is a situation that if I leave too long, I will be unable to fight against it.
Is there anything I should be worried about?
At the moment, no. I am able to deal with what I need to.
Is it going to
Based on
affect
what-
me if it's not dealt with?
It'll affect more than you.
Sorry,
if it's
when
not
I
dealt
say
with.
me, is it going to affect the company?
We'll be dead. Yes, that's what will affect the company.
Yeah, I'd be dead.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
A lot of other people would be dead too.
I see. Well, I think it's in my best interest to make sure you you don't do that.
I'm sorry. I said that in the wrong voice.
A lot of other people would be dead too. Very funny. Oh wait, I wasn't supposed to say that. Oh, do I care?
Shush you, go away. Shush you.
If he fails to get out of control, he's a bigger threat. The company that he's letting on. But you too. Personally.
And to the company, most likely.
Yes, but I know his real priorities.
Yes, you do.
Because we're best friends.
That he would be a threat to you and your little machination. A soul eater. A monster beyond the caliber of the ones you've seen so far. Honestly, letting him die down there might be better for you. Unless he over-succeeds, in which case the problem will handle itself in a different way. Just saying.
And Blast is gonna look in the general distance. Stop poking the bear. I already said I'm going in.
So I'm going to say that
talking to you.
I want to say to the Forgotten. I would like you to test me on my ambition.
Your ambition?
In this endeavor, I can say no, because my grand ambition says, if I die here, it is all for naught. And I still need time to do that. It's a slow play of sorts. But if I go in here now, with no real reason, then there's no point. If these guys come back stronger because of it, I see that as a boon for the company and us. But if I die before my ambition is done, so I would like you to test me.
Ambition is such a interesting thing, isn't it? I mean, at the end of the day, you can look at it in a lot of ways. Maybe your current ambitions are against this particular endeavor, as because it doesn't match with them. You wish to be a creator of sorts. If you wanted to be particular, you would be more ideal to the blessings of the mother and the blessings of creation. For your ambition. But if you look at it from a different perspective, the power to deconstruct things is invaluable. And while this power of destruction is quite straightforward for the most part, no one says you can't turn it into a scalpel. I'm not going to dictate your ambitions to you. Only you can really decide if this is the end worth your effort in time and risk. But I can say for certain that just because something doesn't meet your current ambitions doesn't mean it's not worth your time. Sometimes it's just a matter of perspective.
He makes a good point.
And besides, what are you going to do if they all gain incomprehensible powers and you get left all by yourself? Out of your own.
I suppose I would fade into the background.
Just
Or you can
another little man left behind by his betters.
It doesn't sound like ambition, though, to me, does it?
No. So if you're asking me, what does ambition say? Ambition says, take what you can with both hands and don't let go. But if you're asking me what's smart, well, that's a very different answer now, isn't it?
I try to be smart.
Okay.
I know.
again. But again, you don't get anything without a little risk.
It's true.
And you did already risk it all once before, fleeing the Federation, fleeing the yoke of the Master once. What's going for a little bit more?
I just hope I can't. I'm not biting off more than I can chew. All right, it looks like.
You certainly are, but it just makes it all the more impressive when you swallow.
All right, everyone. Let's try our best in this endeavor, then, shall we? I've been convinced.
By the best influence. The one that actively tells you he's a bad influence.
Yes, I know.
That's what
And
makes
yet
it so much fun.
And yet he makes such convincing arguments. Why do you guys listen to
Because it's fun.
Alright, fair. I mean, I can't argue with this. Like, I can ask the question, but if the answer is because it's fun, I mean, shit, how fuck if I can argue with that? So, in?
Yes.
Alright, time to make mistakes, boys and girls.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, I'm going to give you guys two options. I can get us started here. I do have a couple first things we could do without a map now. And we could just, get started. Alternatively, we could stop here. And I can have a full map ready next week. I actually have it partially created already. And it's just I wasn't sure if you guys would actually go into this little Doom Shrine or not. And it's going to be a fairly big place. So, if you want, I can run you through the first part of it, which will basically be getting through the front entrance, more or less. And then we will stop there, and I will have the proper map for the rest of it ready for next week. Or I can just, we could just stop here and I can just get the map ready for next week and we can get going. I genuinely leave it up to you guys if you want to, because I'm going to be off at about 6 either way, because that's roughly when I need to go to bed tonight.
I would personally vote for calling it here, because if we stop right as we're getting in, it's going to leave a bitter taste in my mouth.
Don't want that kind of cliffhanger. Got it.
Yep.
But it's the Tomb of Annihilation.
This is probably going to be a multi-session thing one way or another. It depends on if you can figure out my puzzles and stuff quickly, because I do have puzzles in this. This is going to be an interesting experience. And these are going to be some things that you are probably going to just have to figure out as players, too.
Cool.
You might
All
get
right.
a few hints.
No, we'll stop here.
Part of the reason I was offering it is I would prefer to start prepping the map fully, because I have it about half done currently.
Let us stop here.
It's always best to be prepared.
There's no reason to rush you, Liam. I don't think.
I have two different maps that I had half made. One was me going, okay, I'm going to put them through the shrine, and and then I sat there and I thought about the shrine for a bit, and I'm like, I have too many insta-death traps not to have a different map prepared in case they don't want to risk their characters. And then I started prepping another one, and then I went, what if they do? And then my brain locked me up for a bit. So I have two half-made maps. One for if you went into the tomb, shrine, and one for if you didn't. So yeah, I'll get that prepared for next week. This is going to be interesting, folks.
I am entirely anticipating death.
I want to say encouraging words, but I would be lying to your face.
All right, I'm gonna go vacuum. You guys, if you're still on, I'll be.
I will be here, but I'm gonna go watch some anime.
I'm going to start working on that map, and I'm going to get off at about 6-ish. Hey, good news is tomorrow I'm getting home at 1, and I don't work on the fucking weekend.
Huzzah!
Yeah. So I can actually just fucking stay up for Enigma. I don't have to get off. I can just stay up.
Sweet.
It's incredibly nice to have the weekends off.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the session, Liam.
It helps that it's a supervisor position, so I actually
Yep.
I'm in charge of something. Theoretically.